pictures now of the situation in Hong Kong. Tens of thousands of pro-democracy demonstrators, you'll recall, taking to the streets there. We hear they're stockpiling supplies, building makeshift barricades, all of this in an attempt to call for a change to voting in the 27 election for their next leader. They want a free vote, and they're being told that no candidates will be vetted by the powers that be in mainland China. The leader of Hong Kong urging them to immediately stop their campaign, but you can see from those shots that
About 3 weeks ago I showed you photos sent in by a viewer in La Crosse, Wisconsin of a TR-3B UFO. Now a viewer in Eau Claire, Wisconsin has come forward with video shot the next day of the same object. Seen here rotating and silently gliding by, this huge triangular-shaped UFO is remarkable. Is this vessel otherworldly, or could it be a secret government craft? Whatever it is massive in size and was completely silent, even though both witnesses said they felt a vibrating sensation in their chest. Let me know what you think in the comments below.
Talking about this particular photo and a few others. They show some strange lights in the sky over Houston. Now, before we get to that particular story, we would like to let you know that you can take part in our interactive poll on this particular topic. Our question of the day: do you believe in extraterrestrial life? Just pull up click2vote.com right now on your smartphone, computer, or tablet. These will be counted in real time for you. We'll have those results in just a couple of minutes, but right now, here's Local 2's Ryan Korsgaard with those mysterious lights over Houston.
If you were on your phone overnight or early this morning, you might have seen some images on Twitter that might have looked something like a UFO. Was it? We're not sure. Some people thought maybe it was one of those big old lights over the highway. We took it to the experts. Take a look at these pictures. In one, a circular thing appears to hover. In another, it appears in front of some impressive clouds. In yet another picture, the circle appears to stand on its side with an impressive light show.
What does that look like? It's a UFO.
Ooh, that really does look like a UFO.
A UFO?
You can find a lot of things flying through the halls of the Houston Museum of Natural Science, but a real answer as to just what you see in these Twitter pictures is a mystery.
I think the trick in UFOs is figuring out what else they could be. It's easy to say, oh, that's the aliens.
Dr. Carolyn Sumners is the vice president for astronomy at the museum. She investigates and is writing a show about UFOs.
If it's a real object, and it looks like it is, the more people who see it in different directions, the more likely we are to figure out where it is, what it is, and see if we can actually explain it.
She says these pictures taken from spots all over our area could help determine what happened. She said our rough weather Monday night could play a role, but for now, whatever you see here is a UFO, simply unidentified.
Yeah, all the way back to the beginning of recorded history, there are going to be things we can't explain. That's what makes it exciting.
So was it simply a light over the highway or something else? Well, that's for you to decide.
Taken in Kernersville, North Carolina, this UFO footage is remarkable. The witness said he was driving to work and noticed an extremely bright light in the sky. He said it was weird how bright it was and how it stayed in the same place no matter where he turned. He also said he filmed for almost 45 minutes and during the first 44 minutes nothing happened. In the last minute he found a lot of activity but did not notice anything at the time because he was just holding his phone and not watching it. He found the movements at home later that night when he viewed the video more closely. At first, all he noticed was the shooting star type thing that happens right after he goes under the bridge, but on closer examination he noticed two silver objects moving from the clouds before going under the bridge. One silver object comes out of the top cloud and makes a strange directional change and moves diagonally from right to left very quickly. The other silver object comes up from a lower cloud and he couldn't really tell where it went. What could these objects be? Shooting stars don't look like that. Nor do they make sudden directional changes. And they definitely don't stay in one place.
They're back right above the stratosphere.
How crazy.
How weird is that?
This was recorded last night on September 18, 2014 about 9 p.m. over North Las Vegas. Here is what the witness had to say. I think this was further north than North Las Vegas, but distance at night is just a guess. The lights actually had a slight amber tint to them and you can see the passing aircraft. So we wondered if any aircraft saw the same lights. The lights were stationary in the sky. I set my camera to the wrong setting so the quality is less than I expected. Also, I took this video over the initial recording. I thought I was recording to tape but instead selected to record to memory. So when I started recording the second sighting, I recorded over the first sighting, so I only have about half the video I initially took. The first sighting was in the northwest, towards Red Rocks, and the lights appeared at approximately the same altitude as the second recording/sighting, attached. In the first recording there were only 3 lights. They slowly disappeared one at a time. Then in less than 30 seconds they reappeared in the north. One we were in our backyard, that overlooks the strip and mountains. We always look at the strip, which is approximately 12 miles from our home. 2 in the north-northwest there is not normally any approaching aircraft landing lights. This would be an odd approach for landing aircraft. Both my wife and I used to work for the airlines at McCarran. After they disappeared in the north-northwest, we started to go into the house, but then the 3 lights reappeared in the end. They were joined by 3 more lights that appeared one at a time. Slowly they all disappeared one at a time while I was on the phone with 311. 3 unknown at first, but after observing for several minutes and the lights remained stationary, we felt this was not right. We called 311 to find out if there had been other reports, but was told none had been received. Also the lights were a strange bright amber color and the aircraft and helicopter appear white in the night sky. 4 the objects appeared round, star-like, twinkling almost, but the twinkling could have been from the atmosphere due to the distance. They were amber in color. They never moved, just appeared and then disappeared. 5 amazement and curiosity. Very interesting and a feeling we were witnessing UFOs. As stated above, we called 311 to find out if others had seen the same lights. 6 they disappeared one at a time.
I don't know. That's Metro. One of the lights went out.
Oh yeah, there's 5 now.
Oh no, actually there's still 6. Oh no, sorry.
Did it combine?
I don't know. It didn't.
Oh, hi. My name is Connie, and we're actually in Henderson, but we have a view of the strip. And there were 3 lights that were over kind of the west side of the strip.
Now there's 6.
And
now it's 4.
They disappeared, and now there were 6 hanging. They're just hanging in the air, and now there's 4 just hanging there. Has anyone reported it? Well,
there's no mountains.
Okay,
There's nothing
it would
there.
be the south side then, like towards...
No, this is north of us.
Towards the MGM and Luxor. Now we're looking over at the stratosphere. They disappeared from, there were 3 over by MGM, but way high. And you can see aircraft taking off, you know, from McCarran, and the aircraft were actually going behind the lights, and then they disappeared. And then all of a sudden,
now
the 3 lights
now there's
appeared
only 3.
over, like by the stratosphere, which would be over, like North Las Vegas, and then 3 more showed up. There's 6.
Now
and
there's 3.
Now there's just 3 hanging there. It's so weird. So anyway, we're recording it, but we're wondering if anyone reported it.
They were on the west, more west.
Transfers me.
They were more on the west side. Now they're almost directly.
There is no west. It's either
there
north
is.
or south.
Oh, come on.
Oh.
Not from us. We're south. It has to be north. The
Well,
stratosphere is almost due north. See this in the world. Yeah. There's no lights out. We're down to 2.
Yep, 2 lights. But you know what? They may come back. Oh, 1.
So I've kept the stratosphere and the viewfinder most of the time.
I'm on hold. I'm on hold for the next person. Now there's 1.
It's going out. Or it's flickering, I mean.
Oh, hi. My name is Connie, and I'm just trying to find out if anyone else is reporting lights that are over the strip. kind of on the south side over like MGM. There were 3 lights just holding stationary, and they held there for a long time, and then they disappeared, and then they reappeared over like by the stratosphere, and then 3 more showed up with them, and they were just hanging there. Now there's just 1, but they're staying stationary.
It's north of Las Vegas Strip.
Yeah, north of the Strip. Is anyone reporting any like strange sightings? It's so we're video recording it. We recorded the 3, and then they went out. We went into the house, and before we actually kind of totally went in, they reappeared. But
now it's out.
North side of the Strip. Now, okay, now the last light is out.
Totally disappeared.
So it went from 3 and then 6 on the other side, and now there's none. But we're going to watch now because these lights are like, they're almost like it's a flare, but it's hanging there.
And they're amber colored.
Yeah, they're amber colored. It's really, so anyway, we thought, well, maybe we should call and say something. I don't know. No, they're actually out right now. So they've gone out. It went from 3 to 6, and then back down to 1, and the last one just disappeared.
I don't know what time it is right now.
But we started watching them around 8:40, and I don't know what time it is now. So
I can't see. It looks
last name is
8:52.
Abuan. It's Abuan. It's 702-566-3116. They were just, well, they were hanging just stationary. No, they were just like, let's say.
It was like they're stationary on a mountain, but there's no mountain.
If they were a blimp, they made it like miles away in like a minute. We didn't see them move at all. They just were there, and then they went out, and all of a sudden they reappeared like past the stratosphere, more over North Las Vegas, and then 3 more appeared with them, and then they slowly went out one by one, and now they're gone. It was so weird. Yeah, anyway, we video recorded it, but we thought, well, maybe we should call and let somebody know. There's things hanging over the Strip.
So it's like 8:52, 8:53 now or something.
Pretty much, well, they're not going to check anything out. I mean, you'd have to, right now there's nothing, so. But anyway, we just wanted to. Well, I was talking to you. The last one went out, right?
Yeah, about 3 minutes ago.
2 or 3 minutes ago, the last one went out.
You said when it went out.
Yeah, so we looked, and when we decided to kind of look at the time, they were going out, and that was at 8:42, and then we walked into the house and turned around. My husband looked again, because we were video recording those 3. They went out one at a time, and he looked, he goes, there they are again, but they were clear on the other side of the Strip. Like past the stratosphere. So they went from like kind of over the Rio in that area, clear over to past the stratosphere on the other side. But we didn't see them move, they just went out, and they reappeared. And then they slowly went out one by one. And I haven't seen them again. Anyway. Yeah, okay.
So who are we talking to? Anyway?
Oh, I'm sorry, what was your name? Maxino. Thanks, Maxino. Bye. Maxino, that was...
Mystery lights flashing across the sky. They could be seen from Nevada, all the way to the Bay Area, all the way up into Oregon. What were they? That's what we sent Kristen Ayers out to find out. Kristen?
Yeah, tonight a lot of people wondering what those bright lights they were that they saw early this morning. When we went out and asked scientists, they told us they think they know what they are. 6 a.m. Nevada. It was just before sunrise when Barry Formslog looked up.
It was just unbelievable.
An otherworldly sight.
I looked up at the sky and saw this little orange ball above the redwood trees. All of a sudden, these lights just came down from that little orange ball.
For 15 seconds, Barry was transfixed.
Couldn't tell you what it was.
Scientists are still trying to figure that out too. Bing Kwok with the California Academy of Sciences says it's possible it was a meteor.
It's rather unusual in that this one appears to have a very broad tail following behind it.
It was spotted in 3 states, Nevada, where this video was shot, California, and Oregon, which astronomers say can mean only one thing.
It had to be way up there, many miles high.
Gerald McKeegan of Oakland's Chabot Space and Science Center spent the day analyzing witness accounts, pouring through pictures like these posted to Instagram, #UFO. His conclusion:
we're thinking maybe it's either a piece of space junk that has fallen out of orbit into our atmosphere, or it might have been some kind of a missile test launch.
They say the object was moving too slowly to be a meteor, and that tail looks like a vapor plume. Whatever it was, Barry says it was extraordinary.
It was an interesting morning.
Now, scientists checked to see if Vandenberg Air Force Base had launched any missiles today, if that could be the culprit. The Air Force Base said it had not. These experts are saying if it was indeed a missile launch, it would have had to come from the ocean, so it would have had to have been a Navy vessel. We still have no confirmation of that, Ken.
So the mystery continues, what you're telling me, Kristen.
Yeah, to some extent it does. Space junk, meteor, we don't really totally know.
All right. We'll look for more lights in the weekend ahead. Kristen Ayers, the top of the hill. Thanks, Kristen.
A woman from the Arden area says she just can't figure it out. A strange glow in the sky that captured her attention not once, but twice. She sent the pictures to our newsroom so we could take a look, and it had us wondering about this unidentified flying object. New tonight, News 10's Damani Lewis spoke with a woman about what she saw. Damani?
Well, Christina, Sunda Barker says she was walking home from lunch with her son when she saw a bright object in the sky. So could it be a UFO? Well, Sunda says she's keeping an open mind. High in the Sacramento sky, Sunda Barker first saw it.
It was beautiful. It was radiant. It was just unexplainable, I guess.
A strange, vibrant glow hovering in the Arden area. Sunda says when she saw that golden glow, she knew it wasn't the sun. So what did she do? Well, she took her camera out and started taking pictures. But she did not want to use those 3 initials, UFO.
Because everybody thinks I'm crazy.
UFO.
Maybe, yeah, UFO. I guess unidentified flying object.
Dozens of pictures that she showed to her family, and all agree this has to be something, but no one seems to know exactly what it could be.
It was through the clouds, but it was just the most beautiful, bright gold, though no other color but gold. It looks like some sort of spacecraft or something. I mean, it may be a little too complex for a big blimp, so I don't know what it could be, you know, and it's pure gold.
Sunda says after witnessing this glow twice in 2 days, she's convinced there's something out there.
Seeing is believing, I guess, so I mean, I wouldn't doubt it.
And after looking at the pictures, no one could figure it out, but our own meteorologist, Monica Woods, is here to enlighten us, to tell us exactly what she saw.
Well, when I looked at those pictures, I thought, well, this is really interesting. I actually had to call my friends over at the National Weather Service because I thought, you know what, I just want a second opinion on this. I'm not really sure what this is because typically when we see something like a sundog, which this is, it has a halo around it. Oh. So here's a look at how that actually forms, and this is kind of the scientific explanation. The sun becomes a little lower on the horizon. High clouds with ice crystals form, and then what we have is those ice crystals form a 22-degree angle. Again, this is scientific. Okay, the sunlight then refracts through those crystals, and you can see how it projects that image up in the sky. So it almost looks like what some folks call them as a mirror image of the sun just highlighted in the sky. So you can always send us those photos. We love to see them, love to dissect them now at news10.net. Also follow us Facebook, News 10 Sacramento, or on Twitter, News10_California.
Sent in by viewer Jeff Weaver of Connecticut. This UFO was recorded at his son's baseball game. He said he only noticed it after he viewed the footage later that night and that no one noticed it at all while it was there during the game. He also said he would have kept recording if he did. This makes me wonder if some UFOs can cloak themselves and can only be seen with video equipment. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comments below.
I ran walk 4 miles and I can hold it. Nice cut. Didn't do that. No shower today. I took a shower, but I think I have some like 2 days double action. I'm gonna go to the grocery store after this. Clean the house and stay home. Hey, good. How are you? Today is week now.
These incredible videos taken in Chandler, Arizona show what appear to be a swarm of UFOs. Here's what one witness had to say.
I was in my backyard with a friend watching a green light that appeared to be an airplane flying at normal cruising altitude in the northeast sky. Suddenly a fiery tail appeared that looked like an engine fire. I was feeling very disturbed at this point as I thought I was witnessing an airplane crash. The object continued on fire at speeds along a straight southeast trajectory. I quickly called my wife to come outside and we watched together. After about 2 minutes, 3 objects split off from the original and started to curve down and away from the original object. These 3 objects all had fiery tails and looked the same as the original object and traveled at approximately the same speed. At this point I started feeling nauseous with the thought of people dying in the airplane. The sight reminded me of the space shuttle that blew up on takeoff when the booster rockets shot off on their own. These 3 objects spiraled downward slowly around each other for several more minutes. They changed directions several times as they weaved around and down. The 3 objects intermittently lost their fiery tail and appeared as green lights. They seemed to be interacting with each other in a sense that as one would move in a direction, the others stayed near. At this time I knew it wasn't an airplane based on the flight pattern of these objects, and my thoughts changed to confusion. We watched them spiral downward until the sight line was blocked. The original object continued on its original trajectory and also had an intermittent fiery tail. I followed the original object until it was too dim to see.
Estoy grabando. Mira cómo se apaga. Mira, mira cómo viene la otra.
¿Y la otra? Es ahí mismo.
¿Qué tú crees que te da? Mira cómo se prende y se apaga también. Mira, mira.
Es que están juntos.
I think these videos speak for themselves, guys. As usual, leave your comments below.